Hi kids, it's me again, Señor Antonio. That's Mr. Tony in Espanol, Spanish. And it's time for another video art lesson. Arte lesson, un lección de arte. All week we've been doing art inspired by the country of Spain. And we began with the fan. And last time I did a guitar. And you'll notice I've added some color here. And I finished up that colorful guitar I started with you. Look at that. It looks very tropical. It's nice looking. Anyway, that was yesterday's assignment lesson. And today, what have I added? Well, right here, you'll notice I've got something that looks kind of like a guitar. And this is actually an abstract guitar, and that means it's not realistic. It doesn't look like a real guitar. Abstract art, I may have spoken about before, is the type of art that if it's completely abstract, it's just shapes and colors. It's not a picture of anything. But art doesn't have to be completely abstract. It can be kind of abstract, like this. And this is a guitar, or it's kind of a guitar. You see the sound hole there. You got that curvy shape that you see on the guitar body up here. And there's the pegs that you see up here on the head of the guitar. Okay, so that's an abstract guitar, and that is inspired by a very famous Spanish artist whose name is Pablo Picasso. And he did lots of guitars. Okay, here's an example of an abstract guitar, and this is very abstract. It's almost just all shapes and colors. But if you look, you'll see a circle there, and that's the sound hole. And then this is kind of like the neck, and it's got strings on it. And that's a guitar. And I know it's a guitar because he calls it guitar. That's the title of it, guitar. And here is a little bit of the body. Okay, but that was done by Pablo Picasso, very famous Spanish artist, one of the greatest artists of all time. He's kind of the guy who started abstract art. He started taking things like guitars or people and started kind of chopping them up and making them look all interesting, kind of like guitars or people, but not exactly guitars or people. And he did a kind of abstract art that's called cubism, which I believe this is cubism. And cubism means it's kind of in pieces, like a cube, which has, different sides to it. This actually almost looks sort of like a cube. Not that it's supposed to look like a cube, which is like, it's like a square, a three-dimensional square. Like a piece of dice, that's a cube, or an ice cube. Anyway, that's the type of cubism he was doing. And this is an example of a guitar, an abstract cubist guitar. And here we have another, and this is a sculpture. This one's a painting. This is a sculpture. And this looks a little more like a guitar, although it's got the same chopped up cubist business going on. There's a sound hole there, and then this is kind of like the neck of a guitar. It might be hard for you to see, but there are strings on it, like frets, and then strings going up and down, like the strings of a guitar. And over here, you'll see the body shape. Okay, so you look at it and it's like, that's a guitar, but it's only kind of a guitar. It's an abstract guitar. Same idea here. It's kind of split in two and pushed around into different pieces. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do an abstract guitar. And the great thing about it is you don't have to worry about how it turns out. It can look as strange as you like because it's an abstract guitar. We're not trying to make it look like a real guitar, okay? So here we go. All you're gonna need is paper and crayons. We're gonna start with the black crayon, okay? And first step is gonna be a line. Just like that. And you'll notice, by the way, I have on the guitar music to also inspire us. Okay, so first step, a line. Okay, and then next step, another line crossing it like that. Okay, and then I want you to make half a circle like that. Okay, that's going to be part of the sound hole. Okay, this is mostly going to be rectangles and straight lines and a couple of curved lines for the shape of the guitar body. Okay, so that's half a circle. And there's another line around it. And that's that little inlay part around the sound hole I described yesterday. Okay, and let's see, what's next? I kind of mapped this, planned this all out. We're gonna do kind of that body shape like that. Okay, it's kind of like a bumpy E sort of. Actually, it's just two bumps. Small bump, then a bigger bump, right? Something like that. Okay, remember, it doesn't matter how it turns out. It's okay if it's looking funny looking, because it's supposed to be funny looking. It's abstract. Okay, and then over here, I want you to do on the other side of this first line, another half a circle going that way. Okay, and then just above it, add a rectangle. Okay, that's kind of like the neck of the guitar. And then over here, you're gonna do, let's see, a curved shape, kind of like the curve you have over here of the body of the guitar, but smaller this time. Okay, so that almost looks like a guitar right there. Okay, so we do kind of have a guitar in this picture. All right, what else? On this rectangle right here, let's put some frets. Those are those metal pieces that go across the neck of the guitar. Let me turn this down a little bit. They go across the neck of the guitar and they help you make different notes. Okay, what else? Let's see, on this side, let's do another rectangle up there, and then let's put a couple of these. Those are the tuning pegs. Okay, what else can we do here? Let's see, let's just add some extra shapes to it. Let's add a rectangle here, and then maybe one here like this. Okay, and that makes it a little more abstract. Those are just shapes. They could be part of the guitar. They could be the bridge, which is where the strings go. And in fact, let's add some strings. Or lines that are kind of like strings, right? And they stop at the sound hole, which they wouldn't normally do. They go all the way up the neck. But we're just gonna put a few lines there, and those are kind of like strings. Okay, and then down here, I'm gonna make a couple little bumps. Those are actually nuts where the strings might be tied to. They look kind of like the little nuts anyway. And what else? Maybe we'll do another curved shape over here. And I think that's good. Just that. And let's have a little fun with it like we did with the real guitar that we did yesterday, the realistic guitar. Let's add color to it. All sorts of color. So I'm just gonna go back and start coloring. Little bit of pink right there. You can use whatever colors you want. I'm gonna use almost every color, I think. Well, maybe not every color. We'll see. How about red? Primary color. Nope, that's not red. That's red violet. Okay. Not quite primary. It's just a reddish color. Where's red? There's red. Primary color red. Okay, and How about a secondary color, green? And green, as you know, or may not know, and if you don't know, green can be made from yellow and blue. There's green. No, let's try to do that. Where's yellow? Okay, I got yellow. I'll just demonstrate how you can make green. Yellow. There. And then blue. Well, the blue I have is kind of dark, so I'm going to go with it lightly. There. See? It's turning green. That's blue, which is another primary color, and I'm adding it to yellow, and I'm making green. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, let's see. Let's do a few more pieces. Maybe this circle down here, this half a circle. Let's use purple. And you know what? Maybe I'll just fill in between the strings a little bit. Orange. Maybe a little orange there. How about a little orange up here? And that's it. I could keep going, color the whole thing in. Maybe not. Don't have to color the whole thing in. But that's an abstract guitar. An abstract cubistic guitar. I'd say cubist guitar. That's a better way of saying it. A cubist guitar. An abstract cubist guitar inspired by Pablo Picasso, one of the great Spanish artists of all time. And he did his art, I'd say about 100 years ago is when he was really making a lot of art, and he made a lot of art. He was still around when I was a kid, but he's no longer alive, but he's considered one of the great artists of all time. And he was the guy who was responsible for all this abstract art, really, or he was one of the guys. He started Cubism. A lot of other artists did Cubism too. But there you go. It's our abstract art, cubistic guitar, flamenco guitar, since we are thinking about Spain this week. And that's it for today. Now, if you do anything nice that you'd like to send to me, send it along to your teacher, and they can send it to my email address, and I will put it on the website. Jancel, I put your tropical trees up there, so take a look. They're up there. But anyone else who does any art that you'd like to share, send it over. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.